Hey guys, Brad Thomas back here with Torque Total Fitness. I wanted to continue the conversation we were having about spinal stability, and specifically I wanted to go into peak tension versus working tension. So what does that mean? Peak tension is referring to the maximal contraction your midsection can have. So that's you max squatting or sprinting, all-out activities. Working tension, on the other hand, is referring just to the tension you need to complete a given activity. So, for instance, long distance running, you don't need to maximally contract. You're swimming the 1650. You don't need this maximal contraction of your midsection in order to stabilize your spine. So, a good analogy is, all these fancy new cars, they have these eco modes. So, you're on the highway, it shuts off some cylinders that it doesn't need. But if you need to accelerate really quickly, it fires all of them in order to accelerate the car forward. So peak tension would be analogous to all cylinders firing at once, trying to accelerate the car as much as it can, whereas eco mode would be synonymous to working tension. All cylinders are only working as much as they need to maintain the given speed on the highway. So there's two ways you can explore this. Well, one way for each. You can explore this in yourself for trunk stability. First way for working tension is the hollow body rock, which is a derivative of the hollow body position we touched in the last video. And next is an exercise I just learned and I have been using with great success from a trainer named Pavel Tsatsuin. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. And I call it the max plank. So first we're going to go into the hollow body rock. So, hollow body rock. We're going to get into a hollow body position we touched in the last video. Legs out. So even here, I'm in a working tension mode. So I don't need to contract my abs as hard as I can to maintain this hollow body position. Now, adding the rock in, I start with just a little swing of my legs, and you begin rocking your body, and you need to maintain your core to stop yourself from breaking or using your legs the whole time to initiate the swing. So here's the hollow body rock. So that's the hollow body rock. Now, that in itself, you're working on the working tension relationship of your core. Your core, you're changing direction, so you're adding different stimuli to your core, challenging it, but you don't need to contract it as much as you possibly can. You need to find that relationship where I need to contract my abs this much to maintain my trunk stability. Now, I could maximally contract my abs there, but how long would I be able to hold that? Maybe get 3 or 4 rocks in until I'm fatigued out. I'm not going to be able to prolong that activity, where working tension you need for these long, prolonged endurance activities. Now, so next we're going to touch on peak tension. So I like to call this the max plank. So in this, we're contracting every single muscle we have as much as we can for 10 seconds. That's it. So of note, this is different than a regular plank, and we're going to be on our fists so we can contract our hands. Squeeze our hands into fists, adding more contraction. And I like to do this like gymnasts do their planks on the top of their feet, so I can press my shins into the ground and add another contraction into that. So, max plank, getting into fists, tops of my feet, into position, and then I'm simply contracting everything I have. Only did a couple seconds there, but you get the basic idea. Now, that's an activity you don't want to perform for more than 10 seconds. One, because that wouldn't be a maximal contraction at that point. And two, we're working on our peak tension, so as much as we can possibly generate. This is going to be helpful for sprinters and strength athletes looking to recruit more muscle fibers and really activate the strength that they have. In my personal opinion, when I'm doing it, throughout those 10 seconds, I'm constantly finding things I can contract more. Like I'm finding at 5 seconds, I can squeeze my butt more. I can press my arms and kind of lock in my pecs, slide them down to squeeze my lats a little more. You're contracting everything you have as much as you can below the neck. So you don't want to be making strange faces and creeping people out while you're doing this. But so that is an exercise you can perform to challenge yourself in peak tension, and then contrast that with working on the hollow body rock to see how much abdominal tension you really need to perform given activities, specifically the hollow body rock. But if you can translate that now into, say, swimming the 1650 or running a 5K, you only need to figure out how much midsection stabilization you need to perform that activity. Thanks, guys.